How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I want to talk about some hypocrisy happening in the media with Tesla. It's just kind of crazy that this is even being talked about like this, but I want to dispel some of the FUD. I do want to thank CryptoUnity, but we'll talk more about that later. As you can see, Tesla fell down about 5% yesterday. Part of that is due to Fed speak. The Fed President Bullard said that they can't rule out 50 basis points. There's some more Fed speak today. Bauman talked about the cost and risk of continuing to raise the Fed funds rate is necessary, saying that inflation is still got a long way to go and that it's erratic right now. But part of Tesla falling down yesterday was because of this recall of 362,000 cars with full self-driving systems. Now, I'll go into what happened here in a moment, but I saw this in the news, and I've only seen this posted in one place. I've not seen a lot of publicity on this or a lot of people covering this, but Ram is also recalling almost the exact same number of cars as Tesla. But what's really interesting is that this is not an over-the-air software update. It's due to a heater grid electrical connector that is no longer in use, but these were in cars from 2021 to 2023. So they say it's no longer in use, but it was literally in use in their 2023 model year. Now, what's happening with this is they are now asking these vehicle owners to park outside due to the risk of fire. Basically saying that these can combust when the car's not even on and can cause your house or your garage to start on fire. This sounds really dangerous. Compare this to Tesla. They have an over-the-air software update due to some improvements that they can make when certain vehicles approach an intersection. Now, what Tesla is asked to do is just provide an over-the-air software update in the next 2 months. Basically not trying to push it out real fast or anything like that. It doesn't even sound like it's that big a risk. And it's not to everyone with full self-driving either. But Ram is literally having cars set on fire. Now, I saw so many pieces of news yesterday on the recall for Tesla. So many people talking about how crappy Tesla is. And this article caught my eye today. The massive Tesla recall isn't just Elon Musk's fault. This article writer, David Zipper, is talking about how the government was asleep at the wheel. Now, he goes through how they think that even if you work 24/7 for the next 60 days, I'm not sure you have enough hours to adequately address all the issues that the NHTSA has raised. Now, they say that because the U.S. does not require the automated car technology to be tested and approved for safety before being offered to the public, you're just going to have to take Tesla at its word that they've actually fixed the problems. Now, I get that they're trying to cause change in the government, trying to make sure that these are actually audited or tested and approved, but they call the full self-driving a recklessly designed autonomous system that shouldn't be installed on hundreds of thousands of vehicles before the feds can intervene. They say that this is a wake-up call. Now, I think this is poorly written. For example, I'm sure the Ram trucks were tested, and yet they are literally combusting. Compare this to Tesla's full self-driving. The full self-driving is still very safe. Now, I want to do a little bit of research, see if this writer has some bias in the past against Tesla, and it seems like they do. Out of the last few articles, they talk about this massive Tesla recall. They say self-driving cars would be a climate disaster. Elon Musk went from being like Henry Ford in a good way to a bad way, and then they talk about how electric vehicles are bringing out the worst in us. So 4 of the last articles are really negative against Tesla. And what really stuck out to me was just that they called the autonomous system recklessly designed. I think this is really misleading, and I think this could cause harm to the general public. People that write FUD like this against something that is actually really beneficial are actually hurting people. They're causing harm because people could be thrown off and not actually want to purchase vehicles because of this information. They might not want to use full self-driving. But when we look at some of the data on this is the miles driven per one accident from Tesla. Now, before we go any further, I want to thank today's partner of the channel, CryptoUnity. Their centralized exchange that has not launched quite yet, but they are not going to hold your crypto. They're actually going to allow you to hold it, which is quite interesting and could be pretty big after all the recent collapses of centralized exchanges. What they're trying to do is trying to create an easy to use platform for beginners in crypto. They realize the space is growing and a lot of exchanges require prior knowledge to be able to trade. They're also trying to be a centralized exchange that doesn't hold funds and eliminates the need for blind trust. They're going to offer a cold wallet so that you can stay in charge of your crypto. Recently, they were on Binance Feed in one of the top 5 crypto projects with the highest audit test scores. That's partly because of the fact that they are fully doxed and have Indeed profiles. So as a project, they're trying to create the CryptoUnity exchange, the CryptoUnity wallet. They're going to have a hot wallet and a cold wallet, a CryptoUnity portfolio in which users have an overview of their assets, an NFT marketplace. They're going to have CryptoUnity workshops to help you use their platform better, and they're going to have other things as well, such as a research and help and support section. Now, they are running a pre-sale from the 18th to up to the 25th, depending on how fast their tokens go. But the cut token will have the ability to lower your fees on the platform. It'll give its owners access to the research part of the platform where you can get in on ICOs. You can also buy, create, and sell NFTs exclusively with the cut token. You can also get access to courses and lectures. Now, I'll leave a link to this underneath the video. You can check it out for yourself. I'm not telling you to buy or sell, but I would definitely check out this project if you're interested. And the dark blue is the vehicles using autopilot technology. The light blue is vehicles not using autopilot technology, and then the gray is United States average. First of all, you can see every single year, every single quarter, the Tesla vehicles using autopilot technology was much safer than Tesla vehicles not using autopilot technology, and that was much safer than the United States average. So for example, in this last quarter, million miles driven before an accident occurs is around 6.4, 6.3 million for people using autopilot technology. Compare this to the United States average, it's about 500,000. So it's more than 10 times safer. Now, this is autopilot. Autopilot's probably used more on highways than full self-driving. Full self-driving might have some more crashes. When you break down that, though, the amount of cumulative miles driven with FSD beta in millions hit 90 million in December 2022. Now, when we look, since 2016, the Fed agency has investigated a total of 35 crashes in which Tesla full self-driving or autopilot system were likely in use. So let's say even all of those are full self-driving and we have 90 million miles driven. That means that still that's 1 out of every 3 million miles driven full self-driving was driving when there was an accident. Now, I don't know about you, but I would love to get in a car crash one time in every 3 million miles driven. I realize that might sound bad, but that is basically 300 years of driving for me. If I drive 10,000 miles a year, it means 1 of every 300 years I will get in a car crash. I think that's pretty good, and that's much better than the overall average, if we look back here, of 1 in every 500,000 miles. So that is actually much safer than driving yourself. Now, they talk about how there should be some more government oversight. I do think that's smart because there are other vehicles and other companies that are unsafe. But again, I just think how they put it here is just to get your attention and just to try to create FUD, try to get clicks. But Tesla is so much safer than other vehicles. For example, the Model S, 3, X, and Y achieved the highest safety rating and the lowest overall probability of injury of any vehicles ever tested by the U.S. government's new car assessment program. Someone literally tried to unalive themselves and their whole family by going off a cliff in California 200 or 300 feet, something that no one has survived before, and everyone was alive. 2 people didn't even have serious injuries. So I realize that that's just a one-off example, but these are the safest cars in the world and provide technology that causes people to be even safer. So I just want to dispel some of the FUD around Tesla, and I think that it is basically just good for everyone if we can dispel some of this FUD, because I don't want people to be thrown off by media trying to get clicks and to actually maybe get injuries themselves because they don't realize how much safer a Tesla is. Now, let me know your thoughts about this underneath the video. Thank you to CryptoUnity for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.